Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount+.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount+.
It's been 17 days and 72 matches since the World Cup officially kicked off. Since then, 16 teams saw the World Cup journey come to an end. For the remaining 32, it becomes win or go home time. 3.6 million fans have attended a match, a new record. 215 goals have been scored, another record in the competition's 96-year history. Now it becomes survive and advance, lose, and the dream ends here. The 2026 FIFA World Cup knockout stage begins.
Guys, welcome to the Oranje Hector, the orange craze.
Lay up! Hey. Lay up!
Do not underestimate Mexico support in the United States. They are king. They have always been king.
What did you sacrifice for Argentina?
Yo tenía unas vacas y la vendí, me vine.
He sold his cows. He had some cows, he sold them all just to come here.
This crowd went wild. And the passion of football.
And I got one thing to say. We're going to win the World Cup, baby. Let's go!
USA! USA! USA!
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. USA! Go USA! Go USA! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, USA!
And that was just the beginning. We're now in the knockout round. We're now at the stage where it well and truly begins. This is what the bracket looks like. Argentina seemingly having that favorable draw in that bottom right section. Could be England against Mexico in the last 16. Brazil hoping to go on a run. Heading for a collision course between Germany and France in the last 16 as well. And of course, the United States will face off against Bosnia. And should they win, will face the winner of Belgium and Senegal. Welcome in to our Golazo Matchday 48 Nations studio alongside Troy Deeney and Marcelo Balboa. I'm Chris Wittyngham, and guys, we're here. We've gotten through. It's been a little bit of a slog at times, maybe a bit, but now we're at the stage where it well and truly counts, and these are the games that really we all look forward to about World Cups.
Yeah, everything now is all about knockouts. It's not even about the performances, it's about winning. Just getting through. I think, you know, for me personally with England, I've been able to critique over the last 3 games and say, I want more, but now I don't care. Just keep winning the games, get through. Hopefully get to the final. Hopefully bring it home. But that's what everyone will be thinking, right?
Is it not amazing how we want them to play pretty soccer the first 3 games? Now it's like, I don't care anymore. Just win, baby.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Just win. You win the game, you move on. You can play the prettiest soccer you want, and you could end up going home. So I'm with you. It's all about winning now.
And that is the stage that so many teams find themselves at. And on the subject of winning, we wanted to go through the tiers. So we're going to put all 32 teams into tiers. We split them up into 3 different categories, starting first with strong contender, then into dark horses, and then happy to be here is our 3rd tier of the World Cup. So I guess I'll leave the floor open to you guys. Who do you guys think are the strong contenders at this moment?
I saw it earlier. I'm taking U.S. as a dark horse. I already saw where they were playing.
Okay, all right, dark horse. Fair enough.
But I'm not giving anybody a chance to mess with just happy to be here.
You're claiming it. You're claiming it. All right. Okay, so strong contenders, guys. I think, for me personally, I think you got to start with Argentina.
Yeah.
Purely on the basis of not only how good they've been, but in terms of their draw. But who else? Do you guys have Spain? Yeah, go ahead.
For France.
France, of course.
France then.
France, of course.
France in there as well.
Yeah. I would think Spain and England, I would think, would be in the strong contenders. Correct?
Well, you see, I'm starting to look at those guys as dark horses now because there's flaws in both of their both the teams. I genuinely think just purely off performances that we've seen to date.
Yeah.
It can only be those 2 that are strong contenders. Everybody else is kind of given like
everybody's building into that rhythm. We've only seen the first stage game.
Can we
now
put Spain?
We're going to see the real.
I love what they've done back there.
Yeah, I like that.
I like
second row. Second row.
I like
that. I was going to suggest putting them like in here in the space in between. But second row is good too.
There you go.
How about Brazil? Brazil, do you think is a strong contender?
For me, no. They're dark horses. They're dark horses. They haven't shown me a game yet where I'm like, okay, that's what we've got to get excited about.
If that's the case, we need to put England and Spain in dark horses.
That's what I was just saying.
But I look at history and the players they have.
Rafinha being injured as well was a big loss.
No, I know, but you still look at a team like that and the trajectory they have. When we say strong contenders, that at any moment these guys could click in and they're going to be a contender. But all right, we'll go with dark horses. We're going to have a lot of dark horses, by the way.
Exactly.
Portugal? Portugal is strong contender too much for them from what we've seen so far?
Absolutely.
Okay. Dark horse then?
Dark horse, yeah.
Dark horse.
Second tier of dark horse.
Yeah. Germany?
Happy to be here. No, okay.
I was at Ecuador, Germany at the weekend.
Yeah.
They're happy to be here.
Yeah.
That's not a very good German team, but dark horse.
Yeah. The Netherlands? Down here, the Netherlands?
Dark horse. Very much so. I think they've stumbled onto something.
Then just let's start getting the Australians happy to be here.
Australia.
You turn it to Mike Grella now. Just get
Cabo Verde.
Category is going to be full.
Okay,
of course. So we might as well have a little bit of fun. Who we don't think.
Ghana on the top left. I think we can call them happy to be here.
Yeah.
I would suggest.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Colombia. I have them as a dark horse. No. How could you? How could you, Troy?
Exactly. Straight to dark horse.
Yeah. No. Colombia's a dark horse for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I crazy for suggesting they're a strong contender, Colombia?
No, they're strong contender.
Strong contender. Is that too much? Are we getting a little delusional?
I had them as my dark horse.
Dark horse is fine.
I had them as my dark
strong
horse.
contender.
But I had them as my dark horse.
At the moment, they're the weakest in the dark horse. At the moment,
Algeria.
I don't know. We watched the game last night between Colombia and Portugal. Colombia was a better team. Okay.
They both had their chances. I'm a Colombia guy, but it was pretty fair.
Okay, so I think Egypt and Algeria, without wishing to be too harsh, are probably happy to be here.
Yeah.
Switzerland, I think it's an interesting one. I wouldn't necessarily suggest them in a higher tier, except for the fact that their draw is reasonably kind, both in terms of their...
In between dark horse and happy to be
but
here.
you know what? I think they've been poor. I think we've every game we've worked of theirs, I've always wanted more. They've left me going, were they good or were the other team bad? Or are they lucky or was it the sending up? Yeah, so for me, they're happy to be here.
Okay, so we'll go Switzerland and happy to be here.
Morocco's the one that's got me interested.
Yeah, Morocco's fascinating one down here.
I don't think they're a strong contender. Before the World Cup, I thought strong contender.
Yeah.
Now watching them play, I would say dark horse.
Okay, Croatia, right here. Is dark horse too much for them, or have you not seen enough, Troy?
I'm going to go happy to be here. And it sounds crazy because they are fantastic.
Croatia, I got you.
You know, historically,
They play Portugal next, which is a tough game.
They just don't have the legs and the energy to. Again, they're not Dad's Army by any stretch, but I'm just going off what I've seen so far.
Yeah,
let's go.
Austria, probably happy to be here.
Austria's happy to be here.
They've been good though, but
they have been good.
How about Norway? We got Norway as a strong contender, or do we have them in that in between again? Because
if you look at their path, they play Ivory Coast next, which I think is a very tough game, and then the winner of Brazil-Japan.
But the beauty is, listen, I look at this block right there. At any time, they could win a game and they could be into the final. You know what I'm saying? So we're putting them in a category where they're dark horses. But let's be honest, Spain kicks in, we know what they can do.
Yep.
England decided to play just a lot faster. They could be a contender because they've got the horses. They've got a machine out there when they get going.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's why I said for me, Spain and England should be pushed up because they will be contenders.
Right, I'll help out, speed up a little bit. Canada, happy to be here. I know, oh my God, one of the host nations.
Okay.
They never won a game.
No.
They never even won a point before they got to this point. So everything else...
Winning a knockout game would be extraordinary.
Just a bonus, so not disrespectful.
South Africa, happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
Keep going, Roller Green.
Where we're at now.
Mexico, go with Mexico, I'm curious.
I think Mexico are a dark horse. I really do.
They play at home.
I'm going to put them at dark horse just because of the Azteca and all of the stuff that goes with that. Norway, dark horse. Sweden, happy to be here. They'll be gone next week. Don't worry about them. That'll be quick. Who else we got?
Ecuador, bottom right over there.
They got Mexico.
They
got Mexico, and they're good.
I could really split the two, but I really enjoyed watching Ecuador.
I have them as a dark horse because they don't give up a lot of goals.
And you were impressed before the show, Troy. They've lost 2 of their last 23 games.
Unbelievable.
It could be a tough out.
Yeah,
a tough out.
Listen, they draw a lot, but also that just shows they're going to keep the game nice and tight. But what they showed at the weekend against Germany is when push comes to shove, they can dig in and fight, but also they can got goals in the team.
If they've got some.
So we've got 7 teams left. DR Congo probably happy to be here, I would suggest.
Well, we're playing England, so I'm hoping they're happy to be here.
Put them in strong contender, really build them up. Belgium. Probably dark horse.
Happy to be here.
Oh, you think so?
Belgium have been terrible.
All right.
They've been by the way, they've been terrible for the last 4 World Cups. Right?
Yes, they have.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have Senegal.
All right.
Senegal down there.
Dark horse.
Okay.
Ivory Coast, dark horse.
So if you have Senegal above Belgium, then they play each other. So Senegal could beat Belgium. Okay, we'll get to brackets later. We'll get to brackets later. Japan's definitely a dark horse.
Japan. The only reason I'm going to put happy to be here is I don't think they got enough goals in the team
against Brazil.
Yeah, they play really well.
4 key injuries, they didn't make it. I got you.
Yeah. And then Paraguay and Bosnia probably both happy to be here.
Both happy to be here. Bosnia have done unbelievable. Paraguay have been very disappointing for me, but that's how I've got it. Yeah. I agree. You could probably put Spain and England just a tier above. Like
the in-between.
But I'm more than happy with it like that.
In the purgatory. So we're basically saying that France and Argentina are in a tier of their own at the moment.
That's the final.
And that they will. Right, exactly. They are on opposite sides of the bracket and are probably the favorites right now to meet in the final.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
is anyone unhappy with this?
I would have moved Spain and England up a little bit, only because I think they're different. They've got players that can make a difference in Yamal, and you're looking at that. I just think that they have that little bit. I love it. That's fine.
That's great. They followed the instructions. They have moved Spain and England up a little bit.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, it is sort of a fascinating thing, and the World Cup is a tournament of chalk. Yeah. There are only 8 teams that have ever won it. And if you were to make a bet, it would probably be a team who has already won it to win it again. Can you see a scenario in which we are surprised by the winner of this World Cup? Can you actually see one of these dark horses going and doing it?
I think you can. You can make a lot of arguments for all of them. I think the interesting one for me are the Dutch at the moment. They're very interesting. I think, again, sometimes things happen, and it's very sad what's happened to Cody Gakpo and his family. But I think also as players, you galvanise and you get around that, and do you know what I mean? And it brings a special meaning as to why you're doing this. And I think they've stumbled onto something with Brobby being through the middle as well, having a proper number 9 that not only links the play, but works that back line on his own, allows the wide players to score. And now, dare I say, they're starting to look like they can actually control a game. Where first couple of games were very basketball, you attack, we attack. So they're a dark horse. A couple of the African teams as well, which I know we're going to get into a little bit later on, but these two have been very impressive. I think Senegal are the most. I personally thought they won AFCON. Again, all of that's above my pay grade. They're the best team for me. Front three are fantastic. Ismail Assar, Jackson, and Mane. Pace, power, also a bit of guile. And you know the one thing they can do as well? They can sit in.
I saw them play live twice, and they still haven't convinced me. Ivory Coast has.
You saw about the French game, right?
Yeah.
If Ismail Assar scores that just before half-time, you know the game changes.
Would have, should have.
I know, yeah. But at the same argument you're making for these two can potentially get better.
But you're waiting for an injury. You're waiting for Yamal to kick in. You know, that's what the excitement is. That's why I say I see Ivory Coast scares me a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. I think these two are good. Some have been disappointed.
Yeah.
Colombia.
Morocco, listen, but we don't bring up Morocco. And last time, finalists, and we keep kind of writing them off. That worries me because between the Netherlands and I don't know, I just get a funny feeling I have a funny feeling that we could see a new champion. It could be from Africa.
Okay, so if I were to make you guys pick right now, France, Argentina, or the field, meaning the 2 of them to win it or the other 30 teams to win it, which would you choose?
I'll take the 2.
Yeah, I'll take the 2. I just saw France playing. It's just a machine, man.
Yeah.
One guy out.
And they haven't even really elevated that next level yet.
It doesn't even feel like they've started. No, it feels like they're warming up.
And they have the same situation with the coach. The mother died. They're rallying against.
Yes.
So,
it feels a little bit like, you know, when PSG do it in the Champions League. Yeah. You're watching, you're waiting, and you get to the knockout phase, you're like, oh, here they come. So that's how it feels to me.
All right, well, those are our tiers for the World Cup knockout round. We have so much more to talk about as it relates to this knockout round as it begins today. More on the way on the Golazo Network.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others, but they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This is Golazo Matchday, getting you ready for the knockout stages of the World Cup, which kick off on Sunday in Los Angeles. Portugal, the United States. So many teams are hoping to make their impact in the tournament. And let's do now our gambling preview of the World Cup with our guy, John Buckets Eimer. Now, Buckets, we talked to you before the start of the tournament, and you had your chance to make your bets for the entirety of the tournament. But now we've got a little bit more information. We got 72 games of data. Looking ahead, what stands out to you about these knockout rounds?
I think that a lot of these knockout rounds are going to be closer than people or the books are giving them credit to. We're seeing a bunch of egregious favorites, people who are minus 500, 600, 700. And I think a lot of these are just going to be tough. Minus France. They're going to beat Sweden by 4 goals, by the way. But I just think you got to be careful betting on some of these teams, because any team that made it here, regardless of what their path looked like, whether they got lucky or whatever you want to say, they made it to the round of 32. When some credit and some flowers have to be given to these sides. So I would say you just got to be careful. But I think we're all looking at the same 2, 3, maybe 4 teams if you want to get crazy here, Witty. I mean, how do you not look at the France-Argentina final right now and just take that to be the final at 6-1 odds? I feel like there's money to be had. You just got to be careful.
I mean, we talked about it earlier in the show, the idea of France or Argentina versus the field. Well, if you think it's going to be France or Argentina, then you might as well bet it as a final at plus 600. But let's get to some of your best bets then from the last 32.
From the last 32, we're looking at specific bets here, and we're going to start with the one I already mentioned there, France taking on Sweden. I said this last week as soon as we knew it was going to be France versus Sweden, just take France to roll over them. Whether you believe that France are going to play in that second, third gear or not is irrelevant for me because the Sweden defense is horrendous. I've got France to get over 2.5 goals in this game. It's plus 120 right now. This line is moving rapidly. It was plus 160 at open. We're already down to plus 120. I wouldn't be shocked if this was minus money by the time this game kicks off. This team is just too good. France are going to make a statement in this round of 32, and I wouldn't be shocked if this game's 5-1 at the final. Maybe it's 2-0 at halftime. I just think France have way too much firepower here. And the bet number 2, I'm going to Brazil versus Japan. I know everyone says that Brazil, it's going to be a good game. I think we can all agree upon that. Yeah. France, I wish they had their full starting 11. We know they're missing some big names like Endo and Matoma and some other guys, but this is still a very tough team to beat, and I don't think anyone can look at Japan and say that's an easy one. So I'm going with both teams to score at plus 100. I don't think Brazil are good enough to stop them from scoring. That being said, I think Brazil are good enough to keep this competitive and push for that second goal. I don't want to pick a winner here. I just want to take both teams to score and move on at plus money.
Well, that's not like you, Buckets, to not actually make a decision. Right. I just want to know, how have you been getting on for the whole tournament so far? Doing well?
I've been getting on pretty well so far. Yeah, I've had some obvious misses that I think everyone missed on. I mean, I've continuously lost money on Belgium because I keep trusting them to play like they're supposed to play. I don't think anyone made money on Spain in their opening match. But overall, it's been a really good World Cup so far. And Troy, I know you and me talk off screen. I know you've had some success as well. So I think it's easy to win money when the chalk.
My wife doesn't know until now. So, thanks for that, Buckets. Yeah, he's lying. He's lying.
Just by the way, very quickly. Because you talked about the France game, I do want to offer one bit of advice. There's a heat wave that's coming to the United States starting on Wednesday, and the temperatures for some of those outdoor games, I think starting on Tuesday, that game's going to be 90 degrees at kickoff, and some of those games could be 97, 98, 99.
Fine, bro, you got 4 quarters, man. Come on, you got 4 quarters.
We're good.
The hydration breaks.
The hydration breaks. They're going to be needed for this next week.
Adverts are fantastic for that.
But let's take a look at some of your futures bets. We talked about the round of 32. What about for the rest of the tournament?
For the rest of the tournament, there's a bunch of weird odds you can take and weird lines you can find. There's an odd that is who is going to be the top UEFA team. France is 2-1, plus 210 on that one. I know the argument is them or Spain or England. Sorry, Troy. We're friends. We're best friends, I'd argue. But I don't think anyone's coming near France in this one. So give me France to be the top UEFA team. I've also got them to reach the final at plus 200. If you're scared you're not going to get that France-Argentina line, maybe something crazy happens and you do get France-England, you can play these separately. Argentina to get to the final. They've got such, I don't want to say an easy path there and upset anyone, but it's a pretty easy path there. At plus 175, I've got no problem doing that. And then some dark horses. You guys already mentioned this Dutch side. Netherlands is scary. Netherlands is a team that I do not want to mess with, and no one is going to look at Netherlands and say, that's an easy draw, that's a layup, we can move past these guys. That's going to be a tough team to beat. So if I want some long shots, I'm going with Netherlands to win the World Cup at 15-1, and Colombia. I know they haven't been where they need to be, but we know what they're capable of. And playing in this heat, as you guys mentioned, they might be a little bit more used to it. So for 35-1, I'm going to take a stab at that as well.
Right. Good jokes, buddy.
I mean, I don't know. I like it. 35-1. 35-1.
Put 100 on it.
Troy, give me a dark horse. Put a dark horse here, Troy.
I want to be holding that ticket when we're holding up the trophy.
You know what? I'm a bit higher on them than most people, but I think Senegal. I like Senegal, I like the Ivory Coast. If I was going to go on a team that's probably plus 3,500, I tried to say it the way the Americans said it. It made me feel sick. So 3,500, I would say those boys, because of the heat, I think they're going to be good.
I imagine there probably would be buckets of price on the African team to go the furthest. Would you pick Senegal or Ivory Coast?
I'm going
Ivory Coast.
I'm going Ivory Coast on this one. They're doing phenomenal things, and I watched how they played. Even when they lost to a team like Germany, who's this big powerhouse, they looked so good. I'm scared of this team.
I'm going to go Senegal for the only one reason. That Germany game you just alluded to, they did lose, but they were in control. They couldn't kill the game off. And then they handled it poorly in terms of just managing moments of the game. So I'm going to go for Senegal because I think Senegal can do that better.
Yeah, and those are great markets as well to look at.
Put sweaty on that for me, Bucky.
we don't bet with each other. Yeah, we don't talk after that.
Exactly.
I think I was just told in my ear that Senegal is plus 5,000 to go and win the World Cup. So they've got even better odds than Colombia.
Let's go.
So there you go.
Here we go. Kids, we might go on holiday.
We're going to Marbella. on Senegal. Buckets, appreciate the time and best of luck with the bets in this next round.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
And that is Buckets with a look at a betting preview of the next stage of the World Cup. We'll have much more on the knockout rounds of the tournament coming up.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
The scenes of the fans walking towards SoFi Stadium. The South African fans are ready for their first ever knockout match at the World Cup. Brilliant atmosphere outside of the stadium as this knockout round of the World Cup begins with our first round of 32 match between South Africa and Canada. And we begin with the teams starting with South Africa. And it's just the one change from their famous victory in Monterrey that got them to this stage.
Yeah, and again, sorry, it's on the smallest screen ever because the big one has got the Canada one on, so I'm trying to read it from over here. Real strong team at the moment. Again, this team has been known for being in real tight games. So they've scored 2, allowed 3 over the 3 games, which suggests to you they're going to be hard to beat, very resilient, which they have been. One of the goals is a penalty from the midfielder there, number 4, Makwano. He's a lovely penalty, wrapped into the far corner. But they do need a little bit more, in my opinion, from the forward areas. Got to not only look after the ball, but when they get the chances, because they will get some chances against this Canada team, you have to finish that. So a massive game here for McPower up front as well. I expect him to do more. But they've got some people on the bench in Lyle Foster, who's played in the Premier League for Burnley. So a little bit of talent on the bench, you would expect a bit more. But I am nervous for this South Africa team, just only Wits, because they haven't scored a lot. And sometimes when it's in tight games, that's been fine because you can sit around and wait and you can say, okay, we can get through these 3 games in the group stages, but now it's knockout football. Now you have to win. I don't think you can always be cagey. You've got to show us a little bit more. So hopefully we'll see a bit more.
And it was Maseko off that left side, of that right side, who had got the winning goal against South Korea that ultimately sent them to the stage. Move then to Canada, and Canada have made 4 changes from the team that couldn't get it done against Switzerland in the final game of the group. And Marcelo, it's good to see Moise Bombito back in that starting back four.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, strength, quickness, and I think that leadership is huge in that. Eustáquio, for me, in the midfield is more that captain. Great pace on the outside with Buchanan and Mueller. 2 guys that can get up and down. I mean, that's what you're going to want in this game. And then Aloisei, you know what I mean, getting an opportunity in with David in there. So, listen, this is a good team. The unfortunate part for Canada is they didn't win the group, so they had to leave Canada. That would have been the advantage because Mexico's at home, U.S. is at home. Them playing at home would have been a huge advantage. Now, it's a little bit of a toss-up, but this is a very good team, especially when you put Crepo in goal. A little shaky at the beginning. He settled down, and now this is probably one of the closest to his best team that he can put on the field right now.
I was going to say as well, I think actually them playing away from Canada can help now because now it's just about the football. Every game in the qualifying bit was about making history, getting our first point, getting our first win. Can we win the group? All that pressure. Now, essentially, it's a bit of a free hit. But I think also as well from the lineup that he's gone, this has gone back to the original lineup, obviously minus Kone due to the horrific injury. So really interesting now to see how Larin responds, how Promise David, who scored in the last game, who doesn't come in, how those guys start to respond on the bench now. So again, they've got weapons. Alphonso Davies as well, just started to get back some legs underneath him. So they've got some weapons on the bench. So I expect Canada to win. Jesse Marsh will obviously get them going forward as quick as he can, but I expect him to dominate this game. I really do.
And Jesse Marsh has talked about in the build-up as well that Alphonso Davies is available for this one. He remains on the bench. This, of course, is the venue, SoFi Stadium, where Canada did play in the CONCACAF Nations League. They lost to Mexico in the semifinal, beat the U.S. in the third-place game. And in that third-place game, it was where Alphonso Davies tore his ACL and has sent him on this path towards recovery to be ready for this tournament. But when we talk about this game, guys, the biggest talking point for sure is that these are 2 first-time World Cup knockout round participants. So it's interesting that normally if it was, let's say, Canada against Switzerland, who've been here before, then that's sort of the talking point is that, but one of these teams has experience and the other one doesn't. How do you guys think the fact that this is the first experience of both of these teams will affect the game?
You know, like I said from earlier, Canada being at home would have helped. This is the first time they get out of the group. They're in front of their fans. They're going to be supported. And so it's still a home game in the United States. But listen, I think this team has enough experience in Canada with players playing in big areas, you know, in France and in Germany and in England, that Jesse's got him wound up. Jesse's got him wound up tight, and he's going to release him. He's going to let him go. And I think this is the team. Listen, South Africa's had a good run. Let's be honest. It was nice the way they've played, but I just don't think that they have enough to beat Canada right now, and especially with that momentum of Canada losing that last game. Now they want to prove to their fans that what happened last game was just one of those games. It wasn't a great game. And let's be honest, if you are going to lose a game, you better lose in the knockout. I mean, in the group stage than you are in the knockout game. So I think this team's wound up and ready to go.
Yeah, we obviously had Mike Grella, who worked under Jesse Marsh. One of the only concerns I had in the last game was not being able to have a plan B. Jesse's very much plan A, and if plan A doesn't work, do plan A, you get better. And I just thought at moments in the game where they could control it, they didn't, because it's always going forward. Everything with Jesse is very intense, very intentional, driving forward, trying to press. But I think there's going to be moments in this game against South Africa where you just have to calm. You have to be calm. And if you score the first goal, great, because now you've got to take South Africa out of what they want to do, which is sit back in and hit you on the counter-attack. Now they're going to come and press you. And if you're going and turning the ball over and leaving big transitional spaces, that could be a worry as well. So I'm hoping that loss that you speak to.
Let's hope it's an open game.
No, we want it to be an open game, but from a Canada point of view, you don't want it to become a game of basketball.
No,
because that's where you give the chances to 1v1s, where I think actually Canada, if they play the game smart, can really dominate this and put a big statement down to the rest of the World Cup.
And I had a few words with Sean Bartlett, and he said the same thing. He was talking about we need to play in our block. We need to stick within what has worked for us, which is sitting back, using our quickness on counterattack, And that way, South Africa would have a chance. But if they decide to open up, that's not South Africa style. They need to play and stick within what they normally do.
Cello, can I lean on your experience a bit from the World Cup in 1994 when obviously the U.S. get out of the group for the first time?
Yeah.
What was it like? And it was against Brazil. But in the last 16, that first time that you're there and sort of that feeling of history that every game that you play is its own historical moment.
Listen, we over-celebrated when we beat Canada. Let's just be honest. We celebrated like we won the World Cup because we were into the next round, so there was a letdown against Romania. Now when you get into this phase, into the knockout, I mean, we were deadlocked on. We knew exactly what we had to do. You know, if you lose, you go home. You don't want to go home. So you find an extra 10%, an extra 20% if you're losing. You're finding a way to get back into the game. So, listen, it's an exciting thing as a player if you've never got out of the group because we're sitting there and we're like, yes, we're into the next round. You know what I mean? But you also have to be able to keep the emotions in check. And we really didn't do that against Romania, but we did that against Brazil, and we gave them a hell of a game. But it's more about mentality and keeping your emotions in check when you step on that field.
And let's move then to our bets for this one. What are our predictions? And let's bring in our gambling expert once again, John Bucketsheimer. Before we do, we'll take a look at the table. Marcelo, you and I remain top of the table. I'm telling you, we're going to dine out on that Netherlands-Japan game for the rest of time.
Buckets, I pulled a hamstring. I can't bet anymore, bro.
And Troy, unfortunately, you're in third bottom of the table.
The only thing that I keep seeing, and you're looking at the wrong column, guys. I'm looking at the one on the right, which suggests that we have worked a lot more than you guys. That's all I keep seeing. Me, Nigel, we've worked a lot more than you guys actually have. So
you got to start winning some bets, though, Troy.
I know, but you know what's happened with me and Nigel? We've both started to swing for the fences now.
Okay.
We just want that one big one to hit. So we've got 4 more goals to go.
All right, then. So, Buckets, we'll start with you on this one. What is your bet for this match?
I hate that I'm the betting expert, and every time that graphic shows up, I have to go, where am I? Ooh, I'm down a little bit farther than I'd like, so we're going to try to make something happen here. But that's the problem. Like Troy said, you got to swing for the fences. I got to take the goalkeeper to score to catch up at this point, which you never know. But let's keep this one simple. I'm going to go with the classic bet here, the boring one that everyone loves to take, and that's both teams to score. And what I will say is that I think Canada are the better team. They're going to win this match, and they're going to win it in 90 minutes. I'm looking at a 2-1 or possibly even a 3-1 scoreline here. I just think that South Africa, as good as they've done to get to this point, they are one of, if not the weakest team still in the round of 32. And their defense is not good enough to stop Jonathan David. This defense is not good enough to stop the play that Canada can produce. And if you look at their subs on the bench, let's say that South Africa survives for the first 45 minutes. Okay, now you got Davies coming on. Now you got Laren coming on. Now you got Promise David coming on. They're going to have to deal with this attack of Canada, and I don't think there's a world where they can stop them from scoring, so they're going to have to counter. They're going to have to press, which leads into that hopefully hitting my both teams to score bet, which we're getting at plus 110 here.
Yeah, we see the YouTube commenter there. Marcelo, you're going to be dining out on that Netherlands-Japan game with that late header for the rest of time. All right, Troy, let's get to your pick for this one.
That's Nigel. That's Nigel.
Troy, we were talking before the show. You think this will be a fairly dominant win for Canada?
Yeah, I do. I think Canada score first, and I think they're going to go on to run away with this game against South Africa. They've been putting up really good performances, but I just think they'll do better. So I've gone for 2.5 goals in the game, which is minus 110, which is not great, but a win's a win at this point. Keeps me alive for next week.
Should be fun. We'll have plenty of goals in this one. Marcelo, what have you gone for?
I am the rookie that don't understand betting at all. So thank you, Buckets, for, yeah, exactly. I feel your pain, bro. Listen, I got 1.15 goals.
Over 1.5 goals. You've gone conservative here.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about the betting. I went with 2 goals. I'm just going to lay it out lame. I went 2-0 Canada. I don't see South Africa in a position where they can, and they're pretty good defensively, Canada. So I have a hard time looking at that they're going to be able to score on them, because once Canada gets the lead, they're going to lock it down. They're also going to hit you in transition. They're going to get you on a set piece. So I went with 2-0, basically. 2 goals more.
Buckets, I'm not a betting expert, as you know. What does minus 230 get us if you used to put £10 on?
If you put £10 on it, you will get back $2.30 there, Troy, or whatever a pound is, I guess. So not my favorite bet, but that's okay.
Wow. Okay, so what he's trying to do basically is stay at the top.
He's parking the bus.
He's parking the bus. I'm realistic.
Guys,
you're parking the bus at the top of the table.
I'm now betting correct score Canada 2-0 at plus 800 because Marcelo said he doesn't bet and keeps winning. So I'm just going to tail bet him. I'll probably be wrong. He'll probably be right here at this point. Who knows?
I have actually sort of melded my thinking of both you, Buckets, and you, Troy, where I think there will be goals in this game, but I think it'll be a fair few goals from both teams. So I've actually gone for the over of 2.5 goals, but you went for basically all with Canada. I just think in the overall, we're going to have over 2.5 goals in this game. Both teams will get involved in the action. I kind of see this as a relatively even matchup coming into it. Canada are slightly better, but I think both teams will get involved in the action. We'll see plenty of goals in this one.
And as Buckets knows, this is not a bet that I would normally lay. Anything that's got minus in front of it, it's not adventurous.
Not for you.
But I have a question, though. When you bet, if Canada would have been at home, would the rates dropped or low, the betting, how would that have worked if Canada was having a home game?
If Canada was at home, we absolutely would have seen a shift in this game to more favorable odds to Canada. I mean, right now, the line to Canada just to win this game is minus 120. I bet if we were seeing them at home, you're getting at least minus 150, minus 160. That home field advantage loss definitely affects how the books are playing this game.
All right, that's Buckets with our preview of this one from a gambling point of view. Appreciate the time, Buckets. We'll be back with more here on Golazo Matchday 48 Nations. Stay with us.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
I look crazy. It's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad would want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This is Golazo Matchday 48 Nations as we get you ready for the World Cup knockout rounds. One of the stories of the tournament so far, obviously the expanded World Cup has afforded more teams more opportunities, and the confederation that perhaps took the most advantage of that was CAF. Africa have done really well at this World Cup so far, and we wanted to talk about the success of some of these African teams: Ivory Coast, Morocco, South Africa, So many, DR Congo, Cabo Verde, all these teams have made it to the knockout stage. They've been brilliant so far. And let's just highlight just exactly how well they have done. So of the 10 teams that have qualified out of Africa, 9 of them have made it to the knockout stage. That is the best percentage of any confederation at this World Cup. The nations of Africa combined in their history prior to this World Cup qualified for the knockout round 11 times. So we've close to doubled that in just this one World Cup alone, and 4 nations will be making their knockout stage debut, with South Africa, Ivory Coast, Cabo Verde, and DR Congo making it to this stage for the first time. I guess in the overall, guys, what do you guys think has led to the success of these teams in this tournament?
First off, without starting on a negative, you have to say the fact that 3 teams per group go through. There's more spaces, obviously, but they've all been fantastic. And the big clear point, I think, is that they've all had a clear identity as to who they are and what they are in terms of a footballing point of view. So someone like a Cape Verde, for example, know they're not going to have much of the ball, so they've made a real strong conceded effort that their back line and their goalkeeper is going to be brilliant. Also, by the way, you need your players to play unbelievably well and be fit and healthy, which a lot of these teams have been in good position for that as well. So they would be the reasons for me. I also think that the heat and the sometimes lack of respect from others. I think there's this unconscious bias as African teams aren't as good as. But if you look at all of the top teams, whether that be in English League, French League, German League, you name it, French League, all got African players in it. These boys know what they're doing. They've been building for a long time. A lot of credit went to Morocco in terms of having a national centre and then building up through the youth team. But a lot of these teams have been doing it for the last 10 years, and we're now starting to see the fruits of that hard work and that labour.
Yeah, look at the 17s to the 20s with Morocco. You know, I look at it and I think coaching has gotten better, which is huge. I think the discipline of defending, because when you talked about the African team, you talked about they don't want to defend, they want to go forward, Now, tactically, they're better planted on the field. They understand. A lot of the players are playing in Europe. So I think there's a lot of things that are coming together finally for a lot of these teams. And for me, the biggest thing is they take pride right now in how they're playing and how they're defending, and then transition from attacking to defending to attacking. And when you watch them play, it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic the way they've developed. And that's why I keep saying, I think this could be the year. This could be the World Cup that we see an African team win the World Cup because of the factor of the heat. They're used to the heat. They're just peaking at the right time. You know what I mean? If you look at Ivory Coast, you're like, man, that's an explosive team. How do you slow them down? So Senegal, you have them, but I think this could be the year. When you talked about earlier, could we see a different nation winning it finally? Yeah, I do. I do see it this year.
And then one thing, just to dovetail off of that, I said yesterday in regards to England, I saw a lot of arrogance and ignorance in the way that they were playing. We should just turn up and we should be better. When you look at a lot of teams across this World Cup, especially the African teams, the pride that they have, not only in their shirt in playing for their country, but they're representing their people back home. And you can see in every tackle, every time the national anthem is played, the fans. And there's that, literally the hairs on my arms are going up now saying it, that pride that you get from it. And then when you're watching them, you know what it means for them to play for that team. And that's where I get frustrated with the English guys, because it's become a little bit at times that it's like, OK, we just turn up, we play, we're England. If we win, I hope so. For a lot of these teams, it's like, no. This is our big chance.
So
this
is
our
arrogance
big
or is it confidence?
For England? Arrogance.
Okay.
Because we've won it once in 66.
Yeah.
No, so it's arrogance now because we're expected to.
But do they walk in and say we should win it?
Yeah, because they give you all the talk, they give you all the spiel about how it's going to be and what we're going to do. And every time, unfortunately, we get, don't even say it. Don't even say it. I've only just got over it. Don't even say it. But every year they give it this whole spiel that it's going to be so bad. But taking it back to the subject matter, whenever I watch these African teams, I'm like, whether I think, whether we talking about DR Congo and the way that they are defensively and hitting you on the counter-attack with Visser and the guys like that. Whether we're talking about South Africa, who are in really tight games like we are today, you can see a sense of pride and a sense of belief in who and what they are. And then you go to like the Moroccos, the Senegals, the Egypts, the Ivory Coast. These teams that now started to look in another way where they're a little bit more ahead in their football and development and said, OK, we think we could get to the semis. We think we can get to finals. That is only going to keep pushing African Cup of Nations to be better. That gets better. Every team gets better. And these guys are coming. And we all need to take a little leaf out of their book, in my opinion, a bit, and tell them how to look after your country and appreciate your country and be thankful for what you've got. Rant over.
Well done. Well said. And I think as well, for the teams that are at home, they now have something probably even more to aspire to as well for the next World Cup, for the next qualifying cycle. So if we look at the teams right now, you've kind of mentioned a couple of your favorites. Who do you think is the team that is going to go the farthest of the African teams, and how far do you think they'll go?
Senegal, and I'm going to have to nick my piece of paper to remember the bracket.
Yeah,
but
I'm
going to
Senegal start with Belgium. They would play the United States or Bosnia. So could you see Senegal beating the US?
I think they can beat Belgium. I've not been impressed with Belgium. I think the US-Senegal is a wonderful game. Two styles that absolutely gel because, you know, neither of them are going to sit back and just try and defend. They're both going for it, so that'll be a great game. And I do just think they got a little bit more quality in the final third. I think America have got probably a better midfield. And then...
Sorry, did you say that again?
I think Senegal got a better attack. You don't?
No, I like the other part of the midfield. What?
You've got a much better midfield.
No, I just want a compliment from Troy. This is good. This is
absolutely.
good.
But then I think, just looking at it, that would be probably Spain that they would play. And again, people will go, Spain should win that.
Yeah.
I'm not being too convinced with Spain at this moment in time. I think they have the pace and the power. So I'll go as far as a quarterfinals minimum, potentially a semi-final for Senegal.
My team has a harder road because I think Ivory Coast, but they start off with Norway, then they go to Brazil if they win. If they happen to win that, they would go against England possibly.
Or Mexico.
Or Mexico. So that's a tough road, but I just like the way they're playing, the way they believe in themselves. Everything about them is just... It's refreshing finally to see a team just enjoy that. You see them play and they're smiling. And how many teams do we see out there smiling? They know their identity. They know what they're good at. They know what they're not good at. And they embrace it. And that's why I would love to see Ivory Coast go far.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I agree with you on Ivory Coast. I really like what I've seen from them so far. I thought the way that they competed against Germany suggested that they're the kind of team.
They dominated Germany.
Yes, they did.
It was just little moments that they just didn't handle the game off.
And I think that they do have the players that can come good in those moments. In particular, I really like the work of Amad Diallo in this tournament so far. I think he's been a decent player for Ivory Coast as well. So it's been great to see the performances of some of these African teams. And, of course, we have to mention what Cabo Verde have done. They, of course, have that difficult matchup against Argentina in the last 32. If they pulled that off, wow, that would be absolutely special. So great stuff from the African teams. Great stuff from the African teams. We'll be back with more 48 Nations Golazo Matchday next.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
I look crazy. It's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now.
Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And we live the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad in my camp.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
This is Golazo Matchday, getting you ready for the knockout rounds of the World Cup, and we're going to get to our predictions. We're going to roll through the bracket, and we're going to do this live. You'll see the teams populating here on air, and as you saw there on your screen, it is going to be Troy who goes first. So Troy,
try to find my old ones.
Right? Yeah.
If you find me online, it doesn't match.
It's
roll with it.
Go,
baby. Just roll with it.
Did his bracket before the show. He's like, I need it in front of me just in case I disagree with myself.
Yes, I will 100% disagree with myself.
So you're going to go through down the entire right side, and then we'll get to the left.
Yeah, I have gone Brazil to beat Japan. I think Brazil just have too much. I've got Ivory Coast to beat Norway. This was a bit of a iffy one, but that's what we got. Then I have got Ecuador going through.
Oh, interesting. Mexico out as the host nation.
Yeah, I think a lot of pressure, a lot of expectation, but I think Ecuador have lost 2 in 23 games, so I'm going to go for them. Somehow England will get through. I don't know how, but they'll get through. I'm convincing myself, guys. They'll get through.
Come on, baby.
All right. Argentina just about to get through.
Yeah.
Against Argentina through comfortably. Australia, it was fun. Time to go home now. Egypt go through.
Okay.
I have gone Switzerland to beat Algeria, and then I have gone for Colombia.
Attaboy.
Okay, keep going all the way. We're going all the way to the final. All the way to the final.
Right. I got Colombia to go through here, Argentina to go through here. Again, England to get past Ecuador, and I have gone for Brazil to get past Ivory Coast in a very tough game. I've got England to beat Brazil.
Oh, okay, all right. England into the semifinal.
Argentina there.
Okay. Who goes to the final?
Argentina.
Oh man, he's picking against his team. All right, come over here. Come over here to this side. Yeah.
Okay. Right, and on this side, the paper bit's over, guys. Now we can have some fun.
Come on.
Paraguay was fun. It's time to go home. The plane's waiting. Germany in. Sweden. You shouldn't have been here in the first place. Now it's time to go. France, in you go. We've got Canada winning today. This is the best game for me.
Yep. Yes. Total coin flip.
I don't know who to pick. I'm not sure. Go with Holland, though. I'm going to go with... Just feels like it's a year for Holland. Portugal to beat Croatia. Spain to beat Austria. Austria have been good, but Spain have got too much. Unfortunately, USA, I've put you through. And then I'm going for Senegal to beat Belgium.
Ooh, that's a good upset call.
Yeah, I don't think Belgium have been great.
All right.
Then I will go very quickly for the top. France to beat Germany. I don't think that's German team what they think. I think Holland will have just too much for Canada, especially off the bench. Spain to beat Portugal. Senegal to beat America.
Oh,
Senegal to get through. I'm sorry.
We're on the last 16.
But it's been good. It's been good. But this is a pick-em. I got France going past in this being the game of the quarterfinals. I got Spain nicking this one. Then I got France in the final against Argentina.
All right.
And the 2 best teams will be there.
3 World Cups in a row. You got.
Who wins it?
Nice.
Who wins it?
All right.
And I'll go France to win.
It's tough to repeat. It's tough to repeat.
It is tough to repeat. All right, Marcelo, you're up. I'll move over to that side so you can go on the right side of the bracket here first.
Let me get my Holland going.
Wait. I'll be honest.
All right, here we go.
That's very good.
That's very
You
good.
ready?
Yeah.
I'm 38 tomorrow. I can't do that. Very good.
Okay.
All right. Am I starting over here?
Yes.
All right. Straight off the bat, Brazil. You're going in. Ivory Coast, thank you, Norway, for coming. Row, row, home. Here we go. I have a hard time because you're playing at altitude. They're used to it. They've been there for a month and a half. But I got to say Mexico. I think Ecuador's going to give them a game and a half. England sliding in and playing Mexico. And I believe that would be at Azteca?
Yes.
Yes.
An unbelievable game.
Good luck. Argentina getting through. Cabo Verde, I love you, but it's time for the champion. Ooh, this is the other one that's got me. I'm going with Australia. I believe I put them in, so we'll slide them in. Switzerland sliding in, and Canada. My dark horse, Colombia is going to slide into there against Switzerland. You okay so far?
Australia over Egypt.
Yeah, he's not in Australia. I mean, they both ended up on 4 points.
No.
They both ended up on 4 points.
No.
Sorry.
You can't two-foot me yet. Wait there.
You lost me,
All right.
Australia.
I'm going to shock you. I'm going to put Ivory Coast.
Ooh,
right there, yes.
Brazil out in the last
I need
16.
a story in this World Cup. Every World Cup has a story. We need a story. I think that could be your story. Yeah, England. Go on, England. Go on. It's still not coming home. We got a ways to go before we get there. Argentina will do it again. They will beat Australia, and I'm going with Colombia into the round of quarterfinals. So far, so good?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Now, I am going to take a chance because you kicked my U.S. out. I'm putting Ivory Coast in there, and I'm going to put Argentina in the semifinal.
By the way,
I want a story. That's my story.
I'm with you. If that was to play out, Thomas Tuchel would be gone.
Yeah.
Before the play even touched down.
Yeah. And then Argentina getting into playing Ivory Coast in the semifinal. Are we good?
Yes.
What do you think? All right, switch sides?
No, Argentina. Do you have to go to the final?
Oh, yeah, I've got Argentina going to the final, of course.
Okay.
If not, my dad would be very upset with me, and Mom would not make the empanadas that she makes. Having chorizo, choripan, empanadas, milanesa. Nico knows what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Yes, I think Germany will beat Paraguay. They will be... unfortunately, be going home. France, you can just slide them all the way into here if you want. It's not a problem. Matter of fact, you can just slide them right here already. It's not a problem. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to beat them. Sweden, you're done. Thanks for them. Canada will win today. This is a tough one. This has been the hardest one for me because everybody keeps saying it's Netherlands' year. It's their year. We said that the year before. We said the year before. We said that World Cup before. Yeah. So I'm going to go with a little surprise. I'm going to put Morocco in there. I think that they have enough to get in there. They haven't played their best, but I think their best is yet to come.
I also want it on record. My best friend is Moroccan.
Okay.
That's why I chose him going out.
Oh, nice.
I can't have him wherever he's top.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say you were going to pick him for that reason. You pick against him. Okay, got it.
You know me.
Right.
Yes, I do, yes.
I'm going to put Portugal into beating Croatia, Spain beating Austria. I think that's given the U.S. will slide in and beat Bosnia. And I do think eventually you're going to see the best of what we've seen Belgium the last game. Belgium will slide in and play the United States. Okay. So from there, like I said, you can just move France on. I think France has way too much talent on the bench, on the field, and I think they're going to rally for their coach that their mother passed away. So I think that's that motivation already to get that World Cup. Morocco will get past Canada. Jesse, you've done a nice job to get to there, but I think that Morocco has what it takes to get into that spot. I'm going to push Spain into the next round along with the United States into there. And I've been getting beat up because, you don't know crap about Belgium soccer and this and that. Well, okay, you haven't played great, so we'll find out. We'll find it in a few weeks, right? What you can do. From here, I go France beating Morocco. And, I'd love to say United States getting to a quarterfinal. I think it's going to be a battle and a half because Spain's not playing great. The U.S. has a good chance. But I'm going to slide Spain into playing France. And from there... I guess I got to follow Troy. France into the final with Argentina.
That's good. That's crazy. You both picked the same final, and you have France, Argentina winning.
I think a lot of people have that. The problem is it's so hard. They've been here 3 World Cups in a row.
Yeah.
They've won 1. Difficult to win back-to-back championships. So, I mean, I'm going to pick Argentina only because my heart is part Argentinian from my mom and dad. But the brain's telling me France is going to be very difficult to beat.
Okay, So that is Marcelo's. I'm going to go for mine now. You guys are going to yell at me. This is going to be bad. We'll start on this side.
You're going to give us some surprises.
There's going to be some. Troy is going to walk off the set. All right. So here we go. We'll start with Germany and France. I agree with you on both of those. I've also gone for Canada. You're right about this being a coin flip. I think Netherlands. Yeah. I can only go off of what we've seen so far. I agree. I've been more impressed with Netherlands than with Morocco, so I've gone for them. This is where it gets crazy. Croatia to beat Portugal. I've gone for it. Croatia going to beat Portugal. Again, this is based off of what I've seen. Okay. I've not been impressed with Portugal. I think this whole Ronaldo thing is going to come back to bite them. I have Croatia going through. I have Spain going out to Austria. I have Austria knocking Spain out of the tournament. No. You guys put Spain. I have Austria. Okay.
Really?
I have, yeah.
I'm gonna. You know what? I gotta go with it. I gotta go with him. I gotta go.
Let's get this out.
Because if we haven't been convinced by Spain, they've done this before at World Cups and at tournaments where it's very ponderous with the passing and they don't have any attacking bite and they lose to a team that you wouldn't expect them to. They've gone out in the group before because this can be what Spain does. I think Austria had exactly the right kind of counterattacking style to take advantage of them in a one-off game. I'm not saying they're better. I'm saying in a one-off game. The United States of America to beat Bosnia, and I've gone for Belgium to beat Senegal. So then we move into the next round. The U.S. to beat Belgium. I've gone for Croatia to beat Austria. I think Croatia, one of these teams that survive well in tournaments. Netherlands to get through, France to get through. I think that'll be a fairly straightforward one. I'll go France into the semifinal. The United States of America into the semifinal of the FIFA World Cup. Okay. I have them going all the way to the semifinal.
I'll stay now. I'll stay. Okay. I won't walk away.
And then this is unfortunately where it ends for the U.S. I have France going to the final.
We'll take a semifinal. Okay. So that's with that swap. Here we go.
All right. So here we go.
I just refuse to move.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Top right. I think a lot of people are predicting maybe an upset for Brazil-Japan. I haven't seen enough from Japan. I think Brazil are going to do just enough to get over the line. I also love the Ivory Coast shot. I have Ivory Coast beating Norway. So I have gone for that one. All right. Mexico to beat Ecuador. I think that one's going to go to penalties, but I still think that Mexico are going to get it done. England to beat DR Congo. Argentina, I agree with you, Marcelo, on Australia. I know Troy is not a big Australia guy, but I have Australia beating Egypt. That's a total coin flip game where both teams are fairly defensive.
I don't know what games you guys have been watching of Australia's, that's all.
I mean, they were great against Turkey, eh? They were great against Turkey in that match.
Okay.
And then Switzerland, Colombia as that bottom right quadrant. Right. Colombia to go through into the quarterfinal. Argentina as well. This is where Troy. This is the coup de grace. Mexico to beat England. Mexico to beat England.
In Azteca.
You're at Azteca.
There's no Maradona. There's no Maradona.
You haven't played well. You're at elevation. You're at smog, and you're at heat. Yeah. These are things the English do not like as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
I think Mexico are going to knock England out of the tournament in the last 16.
I wish I got an opportunity to change mine and put Ghana through, but go on.
Brazil in the top right. I then have Brazil getting to the semifinal, and then I have Argentina getting to the semifinal, and then all roads lead to the same place. France against Argentina in the final, and I've gone for France to win it all. So it is incredible that we've all picked the same final, albeit through very different routes.
Okay.
Go ahead. Troy, any thoughts?
We're waiting. Come on.
Between the two of you, England don't get past the quarterfinals. Between the two of you, right? That's what we're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Disagree, but everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
But if England don't get through, and the US gets through, and these two things happen, England don't deserve to ever win. Ever.
Now, this surprised me. This one shocked me.
Croatia to take out Portugal.
Yeah, that one
can happen.
Me.
I agree.
Yeah.
Austria to beat Spain.
That's a bit mad. That's a bit mad. I'll give you that. But you know what? I like taking. You like sending buckets plus 600 bets.
One bet hits, and now he's just going crazy.
All right, those are our bracket predictions for this World Cup knockout stage. We hope you enjoy the games. We'll be back on at halftime as well as after the game to cover the Canada-South Africa match.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here. Now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
We have breaking news live on the Golazo Network as Robert Lewandowski has reportedly agreed to a 2-year deal with Chicago Fire of Major League Soccer. Beyond the fact that it is a coup for the league to bring in one of the game's biggest global stars, it is a coup specifically for Chicago. We've been chasing this player for several years on the basis of the incredible Polish community that there is in the city of Chicago. Roughly 7.8% of the city's population is ancestral Polish. And Marcelo, back in the day, it was Peter Novak who used to play in Chicago. And of course represented that Polish community. One can only imagine the turnout for Robert Lewandowski for Chicago Fire. Joining us now to break it down is Tom Bogert of The Athletic, who's been reporting on some of the details of the deal. Let's start with the bare bones news of this. What have we seen today between Chicago Fire and Robert Lewandowski?
So Robert Lewandowski has agreed to terms with the Chicago Fire and has informed the club he will be signing with them. Sources tell myself and Paul Tenorio at The Athletic. What needs to happen now is paperwork needs to be formalized and signed. They're rushing through that now. And Robert Lewandowski just needs to take a medical. So it is all the formulaic final steps. Robert Lewandowski will be playing for the Chicago Fire.
Buddy, great mustache, by the way. When, because I'm an MLS guy, I'm a freak, I love my MLS. When do we expect him to be able to play debut so everybody in MLS can see him?
Good question, and this is why I said that they are rushing through the paperwork, because it's going to take a visa getting agreed and getting kind of put through. I will say for the bigger stars, it doesn't take as long as some of the other players. The Chicago Fire are targeting their July 16th game for Robert Lewandowski's debut. And guys, they're playing the Vancouver Whitecaps and Thomas Mueller. That would be one hell of a special way to enter the league for two very close friends to be playing against each other. Vancouver are one of, if not the best team in Major League Soccer. So, man, I hope that the paperwork and the visas all get through smooth, because that would be box office.
And you mentioned the date as well. The date would be before the World Cup final. MLS are going to play a few games before the World Cup final on some of those off days to kind of fill the gaps in between. So it'd be an incredible spotlight for the league to be able to play with those two guys. Now, in terms of this push for Lewandowski for Chicago, I've been following some of the news in Europe and Serie A in particular. Juventus were after Lewandowski. Some of the big teams in Italy, some of the big teams across Europe were still interested in having him. What ultimately allowed Chicago to get this over the line?
Chicago have been pushing, like you said, for a very long time. The talks on this specific deal, it's honestly been a year. Obviously, everything intensified over the winter. Lewandowski, at the time, was considering staying with Barcelona. Ultimately, that was not going to happen. There was a big push from Saudi Arabian clubs, and there was some interest, like you said, from other European sides. But Robert Lewandowski, if he was going to be leaving Barcelona, he's been there, done that. He's done everything in Europe. He was ready for a new chapter of his career. And was it going to be Saudi or was it going to be MLS? What I was told, personal life, he and his family preferred MLS over Saudi Arabia. But Witty, as you well know, the money is very, very big there. Chicago kept pushing. Chicago brought Lewandowski earlier this month to Chicago, not just to see the facilities, though they think that is a very, very good thing in terms of their pursuit of him, to see the state-of-the-art facilities his team has. They're opening a stadium in a couple years. Hopefully Lewandowski will still be here for that. But the training facility is second to none in this league. But they also showed him some neighborhoods. Hey, here's maybe where you could live. Hey, here's maybe where your kids will go to school. Hey, here's maybe where your wife can continue her entrepreneurial career. So it was a complete holistic push from the Chicago Fire. They believe the football is first and foremost what matters most, and what they have to give to him. Greg Berhalter's system is very, very good for center forwards. Robert Lewandowski is going to score a lot of goals for this team. I feel very confident in that. But also, hey, what is it going to look like in Chicago? And ultimately, they believe that they needed every last bit of their pitch to get him to sign, and he's going to sign.
What kind of impact? We see now Griezmann coming in to Orlando, and we've seen all these players starting to come in from Europe. What does the impact have of this guy Lewandowski coming to Major League Soccer? You've seen it. You saw what Novak did for Chicago when it started. What is Lewandowski going to do for Chicago and MLS?
Off the field, I'm absolutely thrilled that it's going to be Lewandowski in Chicago. I absolutely love this for the city, for the fan base, for the ownership. But importantly, on the field, I think he's going to be fantastic. And you talk about Griezmann. I think that's an A+ signing for Orlando. In comparing these two situations, Orlando is not in a complete rebuild, but they are in an evolution of their team. The Chicago Fire, what Lewandowski is walking into, is basically a finished product. They're still going to make additions and adjustments to the team, but last year was their transition season. That was Greg Berhalter's first year as head coach and sporting director. They have performed above expectation. And this year, they've taken another step forward. They're one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. So, Marcelo, when I'm talking about this move, if Lewandowski signed for any team in the league, he makes them better. But he's joining a team that is closer to a finished product, and he's like a luxury player, honestly, right? Griezmann is going to be the heart and center of everything Orlando do. That's going to inform every decision. This Chicago team is pretty complete. I will say, the Chicago Fire, as first reported by myself and Paul Tenori at The Athletic, Chicago Fire made an offer to Leon Goretzka, his former Bayern Munich teammate and currently a free agent this summer. Chicago thinks that Lewandowski giving his commitment to this team and soon to be signing a contract, they think that's going to be a big push in their pursuit of Leon Goretzka. So maybe Leon Goretzka is going to join this team this summer. There's no decisions made. There are other clubs that are interested, but Chicago Fire feel pretty good about that one too.
So are we feeling good about Major League Soccer right now, opening up and loosening up purse strings? Lewandowski's going to tell his friends how great Chicago is. Messi's telling his friends how great Miami is. Griezmann's going to tell Orlando how great all his friends, they want to come. Is this opening a door for maybe after this World Cup to seeing more of these international players come into MLS?
I sure hope so. And there's two things that I consider on this is you talk about the league needs to be more developmental, and it has. And that is important for the growth of the league. I still think it's really important for there to be superstars too, right? If you just want to watch a good league with young players, wouldn't you go watch the Eredivisie? Wouldn't you go watch the Argentine First Division? Wouldn't you go watch Brazil's Serie A? I love that there's players that are developing in this league, and that is very integral to what this league is going to grow into and the hopes and desires. But it's also really, really important that you get to watch Lionel Messi here. You get to watch Thomas Muller and Robert Lewandowski and Antoine Griezmann. I think that both of those tracks of development are important together to give MLS something that is more unique than say just, hey, we're going to have a lot of really good young players. Like, hey, that's cool. But you know what else is cool? You know who I get a lot more texts from friends about guys like Lewandowski, when Gareth Bale was playing for LAFC, I heard a lot more about him than, say, Jose Cifuentes or insert any young player that ended up going to Europe.
I mean, look, with 30 teams, there's enough room for all these different player profiles and for big stars to come to the United States as well. By the way, Tom, you mentioned earlier that first game against Vancouver Whitecaps. The second game out of the break for Chicago Fire, away at Inter Miami. And then the third game is away at New York City. So he's going to a lot of big markets, playing a lot of big teams straight out of the shoe. Robert Lewandowski, a 2-year agreement with Chicago Fire. Tom Boger with the latest on the news. Thanks so much for joining us, sir.
Cheers, fellas.
And we'll be back with much more Golazo Network. Stay with us as we cover the World Cup and all the big news around the football world.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors,